This is a Hurricane Ian update from the First Coast's most accurate forecast certified by Weather Rate.
Thanks for joining me. Meteorologist Mike Prangley here, Robert Speta, team going to work for you, making sure everybody's safe and calm. And, you know, we have the same forecast we've had all week long, but there's been one change. If you see on the bottom of your screen, Hurricane Watch, that just means conditions. We're going to watch things. Nothing has changed to the forecast, and that includes all of our coastal counties. Now, as you look at the latest data that's been coming in, nothing has indicated there will be a change. The only change is this. If you go from Daytona Beach southward in Volusia County, that's where there could be some hurricane gusts, hurricane conditions, so to speak, as the center of our Hurricane Ian moves offshore. So because it's moving quicker, holding together a little better, could merge over the Atlantic Ocean with those higher winds, and that's why you've got the warnings. Keep in mind, the warnings mean you can expect hurricane conditions, but that is not for our area. That would be Volusia County, Daytona Beach southward, and then you'll see a hurricane watch for just our coastal counties, all of northeast Florida into southeast Georgia, including Camden and Glenn County. But again, that just means we will be watching things closely. Nothing's indicated that we will have hurricane conditions in our area. In fact, we're still looking for tropical storm force gusts, not the sustained winds, as we head into especially later tonight and through the day on Thursday. So we just wanted to get that across, keeping everybody calm. And of course, we'll be working on this through the afternoon. Now, as we take a look at our main impacts out there, again, it's the flooding. Here's the track, the latest track as of 11 a.m. 155-mile-per-hour winds moving north-northeast at 9 with that pressure at 937 millibars. And as this moves off to the northeast, and you know it's going to be over Florida for about 12 hours, that land interaction is going to start to weaken the system, and then notice it reemerges into the Atlantic Ocean off the Cape. A lot of the models are a little to the right of this, so as we look at this right off the Cape and then recurving up toward the Carolinas, maybe a little closer to Myrtle Beach based on the latest what I'm seeing. But again, because it's doing that little recurve and could gain some strength before moving up toward the Carolinas, that's why we're just going to watch things carefully with that hurricane watch in effect. So for Duval, yes, what we've been showing you throughout the week, same impacts are expected. We've got the heaviest rain this evening through Thursday night. The surge of 4 foot has held. Okay, so this may be stronger and quicker as it moves across Florida, but nothing has changed for the storm surge and the flooding, because that will be the biggest part of this system for us. So that's the good news for that 11 a.m. advisory, right? So we got that surge at 4 feet, gust to 60 miles per hour. But with that said, again, we could see some significant flooding, especially from St. Augustine into San Marco, Avondale. For the first high tide, I think we could start to see some of that significant flooding as early as late tonight around midnight, and again early tomorrow afternoon before we start to see the effects of Ian start to move away toward the Carolinas. 48 inches of rainfall for Duval. We take a look at St. John's and Flagler. I know we all remember Irma and those images. We're not expecting that in St. Augustine. Okay, there will be some flooding, but we've got the water that's going to be 2 feet to 3 feet lower than we saw back in 2017. So with that, still some flooding, 8 to 14 inches of rain, winds of 40 to 65 miles per hour with those isolated gusts of 70. Clay and Putnam County, again, we're watching areas of really Palaca southward for the heaviest rain. The farther south you go, the heavier the rain. So we have to keep them in the 8 to 14 inch range for the rainfall. But I think most of this area, including Clay County, would be closer to the 8-inch range. We look at the St. Johns River rise, 3.5 feet, but the Black Creek, yes, that's going to be rising as well, and we'll keep a watch on that over the next week or so. Winds of about 40 to 65 miles per hour. So again, showing you the same water levels and the same wind forecast that we've been showing you for the last several days. And let's verify that for Glenn and Camden County. In fact, the news has been good. We lowered the rainfall 2 to 4 inches based on the latest track with that farther southerly track for hurricane. We take a look at that water level rise of 4 feet. We're not going to see the 6.5 feet that we saw back in 2017. And notice those winds 25 to 55 miles per hour. So again, even though you're under a hurricane watch in the coastal counties of Nassau, Camden, and Glenn County, right now the forecast has not changed, where we're seeing mainly tropical storm force gusts, not sustained winds whatsoever, with peaking winds tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening for Georgia. Inland, the news is even better. Lake City, McClenny, Stark. Still not a great time to be driving around. If you can stay put, I would. We got 1 to 2 inches of rain, gusty winds of 25 to 55, and we're going to be watching all those rivers as well. So we'll continue to keep you updated on this. Let's come back one more time. And as we take a look at the big picture, we are talking about the water, the flooding, and of course the gusty winds, and things will start to go downhill in a hurry as we head into 8 o'clock tonight. So really driving around the area, not recommended after 8 o'clock tonight till about 8 o'clock tomorrow night. And we'll be watching the flooding together with you, keeping you and your family safe. But that's what we have for now. Robert, anything to add? Anything new from the Weather Service of the Hurricane Center?
Nothing new outside of everything you've just talked about here with the hurricane watch there.
Yeah, very interesting. I mean, we've been going over the data throughout the day, and really we haven't seen any significant change as far as the forecast on flooding and or the wind.
And they even note that in their warning. They say, you know, the forecast is exactly what we are expecting, but they're saying just in case.
Just in case.
The
Better safe.
potential. Exactly.
Better safe than sorry.
Prepare, don't panic. They're doing it.
I like that. Okay, so prepare, don't panic. Hurricane watch, big difference. Not a hurricane warning. You would have to go toward Volusia County, Daytona Beach southward, and of course, hurricane conditions across the Interstate 4 back to Fort Myers in the Sarasota area. So we're here for you, keeping you safe and calm, and of course, we'll keep you updated on the rain. And hey, we got the noon show coming up. We'll see you then with another update.
This has been a Hurricane Ian update from the First Coast's most accurate forecast, certified by Weather Rate.